Welcome to Rajendra Tandon videos. We continue with 5 more shlokas of Vairagyashatakam composed by Bhartrihari, who was the king of Ujjain in central India. Bhartrihari occupies a prominent place among the ancient poets of Sanskrit literature. He belonged to the eminent tradition of Valmiki, Vyasa and Kalidas. His output was not very large, but it had a brilliant quality of thought and imagination. He wrote prose as well as verse as it pleased him. His shlokas are not in a continuity. Each can be read for its own depth of meaning, imagery and thought. Bhartrihari's writing is pithy, compact and original in imagery. There is a remarkable depth in his thinking on subjects as diverse as polity in a civilized society, Niti Shatakam, Erotica, Shringar Shatakam and total renunciation, Vairagyashatakam. The poet had an admirably sharp and penetrating wit. The king turned hermit and a great poet, Bhartrihari, in Vairagyashatakam leads us on to the path of inner peace and equilibrium. His advice is practical, easy to follow and result oriented. Actually, as we age, we must follow his advice to get relief from the tortures of this world. Long before the modern man discovered a health spa in Rishikesh, or on the banks of the Ganges, or in God's own country, Kerala, Bhartrihari laid down in Vairagyashatakam the same approach to health and happiness. Back to nature, he wrote. Centuries before William Wordsworth echoed the same thoughts in a faraway land. In Vairagyashatakam, Bhartrihari establishes a relationship with Mother Nature as none had done before. He says the kingdom of happiness is within us. Each shloka of Vairagyashatakam is a potent daily dose of joy, of happiness, of peace of mind. It's a book for men and women of all ages. We begin with 91 of my compilation of Vairagyashatakam, published by Rupa and Company, New Delhi. Trisha Shushyatya Pivati Salilam Swadu Surabhi Kshudart Sanchalin Kavalayati Shakadi Valitan Pradipte Raga Agnav Sudhrataram Alishyati Vadhum Pratikaro Vyadhe Sukhamiti Viparesyati Janah. When a person is thirsty, writes Bhartrihari, he quenches his thirst with delicious and fragrant drinks. When he is hungry, he satisfies his hunger with rice and vegetable curries. When he is feeling passionate, he satisfies his desire by making love to his beloved. But, says Bhartrihari, such a person is a fool. If he thinks that his true happiness lies in these temporary reprieves from his desires, the true happiness lies somewhere else. It lies in renunciation of desire, not in fulfilling the desire. It lies in meditation of your own God. You can choose one. The Christian God, the Muslim God, the Hindu God, there is plenty of choice to everybody. But sit down and meditate. Think of all the good things in life. Do good to others, as Gita says. Never think ill of others. That is also meditation. And do not carry the burden of worries. This life is quite a tortuous passage for each one of us. Bhartrihari emphasizes a situation in the next stanza. स्नात्वा गंगई पयोभि शुचि कुसुम फलै अर्चयित्वा विभो त्वाम ध्येये ध्यानम नियोज्य क्षितिधर कुहर ग्राव प्रयंका मूले आत्मा रामो फलाशी गुरु वचन रतः त्वत् प्रसाद स्मरारे दुखात मोक्षे कदा हम तव चरण तो ध्यान मा गई का प्रश्न. Having taken a bath in the holy waters of the Ganges, sitting on a pedestal of stone in a mountainous cave, worshipping you by offering lovely flowers and fruit at your feet, devoting my entire concentration without expecting a boon, such as that of paradise. Who cares about paradise if you are happy with me? At your lotus feet, which are eminently worthy of such devotion, lost in the bliss of my inner self and following the teachings of my revered Guru, Lord Mahadev, Bhartrihari addresses, Lord Mahadev, when shall I attain salvation? While forever I surrender myself to you in eternal contemplation. So he describes a way of the life of a tapasvi. At the same time he prays to his God, please enlighten me, when will I get salvation? See, the salvation lies in two things. When a person dies, or if he has a peace of mind of giving up desires of various types, money, sex, large homes and whatnot. And in 93, he describes again the people who have become Vairagis. Shayya Shail Sila Griham Giriguha Vastram Tarunam Twachaha Saranga Suhrido Nanu Kshitiruham Vritti Phalai Komalai Yesham Nai Jharama Ambupanam Uchitam Ratyaicha Vidyangana Manyete Parameshwara Shirasi Yer Baddha Na Sevanjali. The noble souls are indeed blessed and deserve to be worshipped as the supreme while they are living in a stone cave. So he says, we are God. We deserve to be worshipped if we do all these things. Living in a stone cave, sleeping in bare rocks, covering their bodies with the bark of a tree, accepting the wild deer as their kith and kin, satisfying their hunger with the soft fruit of the trees around, quenching their thirst from a waterfall, and accepting the goddess of learning as their companion. Mark these words, goddess of learning as their companion. Even in Vairagya, goddess of learning has to be the companion. Do not cringe before others in supplication, he says. Raise your level to so high that you become one with God. And a human being who has taken Vairagya, who can do with the minimum of comforts, is going to attain peace. There is no doubt about it. In the next stanza, Bhartrihari talks of people living as grihastis and the persons living as Vairagis. Satyamev triloki sarati har shir chumbi nivi chatayam sahrutam kalpayantyam vat vitap bhavai valkalai sat phalaischa koyam vidwana vipati jwara janita ruja ti vadu khasikanam vakram vikshate dusthe yadihi na vibhrayat sve kutumbe anukampan. He says it is compassion for the family and for their near and dear ones that makes the learned look after them in distress, in sickness, in adversity. Otherwise, a life on the banks of the Ganges that has descended from the heavens into the locks of Lord Shiva, flowing from there onto this earth, and whose water helps grow trees which bear fruit for their food, and which let them have a simple dress made for with their bark. This will be more than enough for the erudite to lead a pious life and a holy life without worldly distractions. You see, the entire thing is described in a very practical fashion. That is the way a Vairagi lives. His wants are minimum. He can use the minimum of clothing even made for him in those days. He can live on the banks of the Ganges. People do even now. In the last stanza of this particular video, Bhartrihari takes us to Kashi. Why should people live away from Kashi, he says. Mahadev is there. Ganga is there. What not is there? He says, I fail to understand as to why the learned Pandits opt to stay in other towns away from Kashi, now Varanasi, which is an abundant fount of happiness. According to our beliefs, the toughest of penance is to subsist while taking a variety of food, while wandering in the gardens of Kashi. In this holy city, to put on the briefest of clothes to cover one's body is as good as putting on the best of dresses. In Kashi, to ask for alms for just sufficient to survive behoves anyone. It is in Kashi that the nearness of death is considered auspicious and is eagerly awaited. There was a time when people used to go to Kashi just to die. It was called Kashi Karvat. They would go, stand on the cliff and jump into the Ganges and get drowned. According to the belief they had, this led them straight to the gateway of heaven. Now, of course, people don't do it, but they go there, have a bath to cleanse themselves of all the bad deeds which they might have done. We take up 5 more stanzas next time. In the meantime, I thank you for visiting this site and listening to me.